Okay, so here we got a 600 feet per second 30 cal pellet gun, and here we have a 1,400 feet per second .177 cal pellet gun. So .30 cal, .177, 600 feet per second, 1,400 feet per second. So online here on YouTube, I've seen some people arguing saying that if you were to shoot an arrow out of the sky with a bullet, that the steel arrow tip or crossbow bolt tip would be deflected and not the pellet or the bullet. Now I don't have a gun. I'm a felon, but I do have pellet guns. So that's the next best thing, closest thing to actual bullets. And I do have crossbow bolt tips and arrow tips. I got a mix of both, a whole bunch of different types because I got a bunch of used ones right there. So I picked out one of all the different types I had. And I'm gonna place them right here, and I'm gonna shoot them. But that is the backing, and I'm gonna see how much the tips move back, and if the pellet just goes straight through, or if the pellet gets deflected too. So I think that that the pellet, since it's lead, is going to be completely destroyed by the steel because steel is harder than lead, and it's going to be deflected extremely. In the same sense that if you shot a steel plate with a lead pellet, the lead pellet would turn into nothing but spalling. So I think that's what we're going to get in terms of results, especially with some of these hard steel things that are just 100% a steel, a steel shaft, a steel tip, arrow tip. You know, this one I think might even split it because if you look on YouTube, there's actually some videos of people splitting crossbow bolts with, splitting bullets with machetes and stuff. Now, realistically, obviously, it's going to be impossible to shoot a fucking arrow out of the sky with a pellet gun or with a real gun, a firearm, whatever. But this is the closest. But first, I'm gonna start with something smaller, because also one thing a lot of the people on YouTube are saying is that the speed of the bullet outweighs the speed of the arrow, which is true. But I don't think it really matters in terms of the speed of the projectiles. It matters of what the material of the projectiles is made of, and a steel arrow tip is going to be harder and stronger than a lead bullet or pellet. So I'm gonna start with the fastest thing I have. Well, it's not fastest, but fastest break barrel that's not using a fucking magazine, and that is a .177, 1,400 feet per second. And we are going to shoot it like point blank so we don't miss. All right. We're gonna shoot it like right there. Now, 3, 2, 1. All right, we did hit it. And one thing I already see right here is the pellet literally just got like cut in half. Like that's the tip right there. And it literally got cut in half. So we literally split it. So that's exactly what I was thinking. And as you might have noticed, this thing didn't even really move. Just because it's harder, the steel tip is harder than the lead tip. But and then if you look right here, we actually got the pellet to skid on there and then impact right there, where it still chipped the back, still chipped the back, but didn't go through. And half of it landed right here on the concrete. So that's backing up what I'm saying. Doesn't matter the speed of the thing, matters on what the hardness and strength of the material is. But I'm gonna still use the same one, same tip, except next I'm gonna use the 30 cal, which is slower but heavier and bigger, wider. these aren't fully lead. These are polyester tipped 30 cals. You see that on camera? Yeah. Polyester tipped 30 cals with the polyester point. Alright. But we're gonna do the same sort of test. Alrighty. This one's kind of bent, so I think that's a good shot right there. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so that one impacted. The polyester tip literally got cut in half. As you see, there's the polyester, part of the polyester tip. I don't know where the rest of it went. Oh shit, there's the rest of it. All right. Oh shit. So here's the bigger chunk of it. As you see, it literally got like cut in half almost, but not really half, more like into a quarter. Like a quarter of it or a third of it got cut off. You see? In terms of the 2 pieces, that's the 2 pieces. So we still impacted pretty straight on. And for that one, it did seem to go pretty straight on into the wood board behind it. But didn't pass through, obviously, but cracked it even more. And yeah. Alright, so I think that's the results for this, which it's going to deform the bullet like a motherfucker. But I guess it seems like they still go pretty straight. They just get cut in half. So the steel wins. And these barely moved, by the way. Like this was just sitting here. It didn't even move. It just sliced it. And keep in mind, this isn't even bolted down or anything. It's just literally sitting here, and I can move it like that against the thing with my hand. So that really shows how much force is not moving that from the pellet, and is only just getting it sliced in half, getting the pellet sliced in half. So next we're going to use something. I'm going to use this broadhead, see if we get a different result. Obviously that one's a little more slim, gets a little bit better penetration, but I'm going to start with a 30 cal just for fun. Let's see where that goes. Again, polyester tip. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1. Alright, that one sent the fucking sent it flying. I think this is part of it right here. Got hella deformed. Look at that. Got completely fucking deformed like a motherfucker. Alright. And we split the wood, so enough energy to get that last part off. I'm gonna go grab it, and then we're gonna try the .177. Faster, but less energy, less weight. Oh shit. And half of the pellet literally I just found back there. As you see, literally got cut in half. But that also means it ricocheted back. Alright. .177. And 3, 2, 1. Alright. That. Okay, so that sent this flying, but again, no real damage to it. Because again, the steel is harder than the lead pellets. This is exactly what I was saying. I'm not seeing any new holes into the board behind it, so that actually says that the lead pellet got deflected in some other way, which is kind of what I was predicting. But as you saw with the heavier 30 cal that's slower but heavier, it did seem to go not get deflected as much. But with the .177 that's faster but lighter, I'm not seeing any holes, so that means it got deflected extremely and deformed extremely, just turned into spalling and went some random direction. Yeah. Let's try a different tip now that I've shot that twice. Shot this one. I've shot these two so far. So next, let's shoot. I'd say let's try this one. Looks fun. This one is a little weird around the shape, but yeah. See what happens. I'm starting with .177, 1,400 feet per second. All right. So we got a little skid right here. Not sure if we missed it or hit it, but we did enter right here, and it looks like we cracked the back. All right, but again, no damage to the steel, no damage to the steel tip, steel crossbow tip. Even though this is moving way faster, which was the main argument of people on YouTube saying that the speed of it makes it deform the. It's going to make it deform the steel tip of the arrow because the arrow is moving slower. Blah blah blah. But I think that's full of shit, and I don't think it matters what's going faster. I think it matters on what the materials are. 3, 2. This is a 30 cal polyester tip. 3, 2, 1. I might have straight up missed that. Didn't seem to move much. Here's the tip. Here's the 30 cal right here. Super deformed. Looks like we hit right here with the 30 cal. Yeah. I'm gonna try that one more time just in case I missed. I'm kind of feeling like I might have. But again, even if I did hit it, there's no damage to the steel tip, arrow tip, or crossbow tip, even though the pellet's moving way faster. Three, two, one. All right, that was for sure a hit. This went flying, and again, no damage to it, even though the pellet is moving way faster. So I think that's a good thing that we may have actually hit it the other times. It's just, yeah. All right. So again, this is backing up what I'm saying on the pellet. Just get the pellet or bullet will just get destroyed because it's softer than the steel tip from the arrows. Next, we can try this one. This one is a strict arrow tip. I'm gonna start with 30 cal. Three, two, one. All right, I don't even know where the fuck that went. That literally just went flying. And the pellet obviously hit something. Yeah. Making fucking splinter fest back here. Yeah. I don't even know what to do with that, honestly. Yeah, I have no clue where the tip went, but since it's steel again, based off the results of the other ones, I can promise you it's still intact. Oh, there it is. There it is. Found it. All right. So again, perfectly good shape, same shape as it was before, even though the pellet's moving way faster. But steel tip is obviously harder than the lead pellet. So even though it went flying, no damage to it. Okay, let me try the .177, and which is going even faster than the 30 cal. And we'll go from there. But it seems like the 30 cal actually is doing way more damage than the .177 just because it's heavier and bigger. 3, 2, 1. Okay, that barely moved. I'm seeing spalling stuff right there. So the pellet again got destroyed. And this looks perfectly fine. So yeah, all right, let's keep going down the list. We got this one next. All right. I can start with the .177 since I have it right here. 1,400 feet per second. Alrighty. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think that was a miss since it didn't even move. A little bit harder to shoot point blank than you may think when you got a big suppressor on the end. Blocking your view. But yeah. And the target's super small as well. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1. That hit for sure. Again, no damage. I think that scratch was already there. And yeah. Found some more spalling. Even more spalling. So again, these pellets are getting destroyed, hitting the steel tips, even though the pellets are moving faster. It's just that the steel tips are harder than the lead pellets, so going along with exactly what I'm saying. And they seem to be getting deflected a little bit. Well, both move, obviously, so yeah. 3, 2, 1, 30 cal. 600 feet per second. No damage. Looks completely fine, same as it did last time. 30 cal, went wherever. So for all you people on the internet who say that, oh, the speed matters, it doesn't. The material it's made of matters. These lead bullets are getting completely destroyed. Lead pellets are getting completely destroyed. So yeah, and some of them are even getting deflected a little bit, or just straight up turning into spalling. So yeah. All right. This was the last one we shot. So next we're gonna shoot this one. Just like a standard one that you get with most crossbow bolts that you buy. We'll start with the .177. 1,400 feet per second. Alrighty, 3, 2, 1. And the tip looks about the same as it did before. Same shit. No real damage. A few scuffs on it, but I think those are the same ones that were there before. And the pellet obviously got deflected extremely and turned into mainly spalling. Alright, let's try the 30 cal. And we'll go from there. There's some more spalling right there. Oh, and right there. Look at that spalling. Alright. But enough is hit, especially with the 30 cal, enough energy is still hitting this piece of wood that shattering it. Okay, 30 cal. Versus same one. 3, 2, 1. Alright, 30 cal got completely deformed. As you see, got completely deformed. The tip actually just got shoved into it. And there's a huge chunk right there, which I'm pretty sure is where it hit. Slightly to the side. Huge chunk missing. But yeah. And then in terms of the steel crossbow tip, looks fucking fine to me. No real change. Even though the pellet's moving faster, but it's made out of something weaker. Now last, we're gonna try this one. This is definitely the strongest, biggest piece of steel in terms of a tip that I got. So we're gonna shoot it last, and yeah. Alright. I'm gonna start with a 30 cal, 600 feet per second, since it's right here. Alright, 3, 2, 1. That was a hit for sure. Found it all the way back here. Look at that huge dent in the side. Again, 30 cal lead pellet. Got completely fucking destroyed. Hitting that steel crossbow tip. And the steel crossbow tip, although the pellet is moving faster, is completely in great shape. Because steel is harder than lead. Let's try the .177. And that's going to be the end of this video. Oh, we got some more spalling right here. Look at that. .177, 1,600 feet per second. 1,400 feet per second. 3, 2, 1. Again, pellet looks, the crossbow tip looks completely fucking fine. No real change. Again, barely moved with the .177, even though it's going faster. But the 30 cal seems to throw it farther because it's 30 cal is a lot heavier, even though it's moving a little bit slower. So it has more energy. Yeah. One thing I've noticed though, put a few holes into the thing. I'm pretty sure this is a 30 cal, or maybe a few of the .177 in the same spot. But we're aiming down here. If we're aiming down here in the holes up here, it did get deflected. On top of a lot of it literally turning into spalling. Like, look at how small a lot of these pieces are. So yeah, a lot of this literally just turned into spalling and extremely deformed. So yeah, the used steel crossbow bolt tips and arrow tips won this match by far. Doesn't matter that these were going faster. These are harder and made of steel, while these are made of lead, so the steel won. In the same sense, which is just like I was saying, like in the same sense that if I were to have shot these at a steel plate, these would have lost. I shot these pellets at a steel plate, they would have lost. I shot these pellets at these steel crossbow bolt tips and arrow tips, and again, the pellets lost. So because the lead is softer than steel. So that's exactly what I've been saying from the start. It seems like the lead pellets even got deflected a little bit, and the heavier ones did more overall damage than the lighter ones, even though the lighter ones were going faster. And steel beats lead, yeah. Steel arrow tips beat lead pellets, even though the lead pellets are moving way faster. All right, thanks for watching. Have a nice day, you guys.